Welcome back, everyone. It's Ready or Not.
Football edition. I'm Nate the Great.
I'm Chris Stacks.
And I'm Will from Team 3Ts.
We have a guest today, Will from Team 3 Tight Ends. You can take the mask off. He was coming in today. We just happened to be getting dressed up. As you can see, I'm here as my alter ego, Captain America. Please don't tell anybody. Then we've got Meme Guy. I'm sure you've seen the meme.
Yep.
But we wanted to have a little bit of fun today, especially going into Week 8.
Week 8, yep.
I can't believe how far into the season we already are.
No, absolutely. And let's see how it turns around right now because things have been weird in the league.
I agree. I agree. Could you lose
It's been weird for me. I mean, it's been great for me, not too weird for me.
Well, it's been weird because you have the people that are supposed to be performing, not performing. Then you have the random people he picks up perform amazingly.
Random? All calculated.
No calculated. Fair enough.
We might have to have the other Rodriguez on a little bit more because he's definitely going to land.
I thought that's why he was here to audition for my spot.
Oh yeah, Christina's coming in next week.
Okay. Is she also auditioning for my spot?
See who's better. But so hey, Week 8 waiver wire. This is an interesting waiver wire. Obviously, Tebow wishes we were doing Fab because he would have picked up everybody and their brother after last week, losing 4 players. Kind of a big deal.
In the middle of the game week.
Yeah, right. Right. And obviously, he's still in it. If you, like you said, if you went out, you could still be in it.
Winning out.
Steiger's a step ahead of you in that game category.
I'm saying half a step.
But looking at, did you have anybody specific from the waiver wire that you saw, or did you, Will, that stood out to you?
For me, let's see. I mean, we have Tebow picked up Heineke, which I'm interested to see what he's going to do this week. And then Sanders, everyone and their mother's going after Sanders, but just dropped him like a week and a half ago. So I'm hoping he doesn't do great now that I don't have him, but we'll see.
He should be solid through the rest of the year. I mean, he'll be a solid addition.
I would agree.
True. But then Christina picked up Hardman, which Hardman's interesting because we talked about this. With the Kansas City Chiefs, you don't know who's going to go off any given week. So will it be Hardman again this week? He just did, how many points did he score last week? It was 20-something, I think.
Yeah, it was
26 points.
Oh, yeah, 26 points. So can he do it again? I mean, we hope so. But I'm not against Christina this week, so it doesn't matter to me. Who's against? Oh, you're against Christina.
I'm against Chandler.
So come on, Hardman, you can do this.
Well, he's going into a bye now.
This week?
Yes, he's picked him up on a bye.
Oh, geez, sorry about that. I forgot to write the bye.
Oh, yeah, write the bye weeks down quick. But yeah, my thing with any Chiefs player at this point is when you look at what's going on, you could have Mecole Hardman score 3 touchdowns, or you could have Mecole Hardman not touch the ball.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And especially in our league, the way people are scoring, other leagues I've got, it hurts, but it's not as bad. In our league, if you have a 0 or like a 1,
Yeah.
you're like, I lost, fuck.
Oh, I know. Thanks to Gallup.
Yeah.
I needed 1 point.
You needed 1 point.
I needed half a point. I needed a tenth of a point.
0.08 points is what you needed.
To tie, but I needed 0.09 to win.
But it's a fair thing to say because most of our points are between 115 to 130. So honestly, it's a 15-point spread where you could win and lose in that range.
Yeah. And then your brother scores 188 last week.
Yeah.
But that's been a constant. But the Mecole Hardman, I mean, it's kind of, you criticized me last week about going after Ayuk, right? Chasing. This is another chaser.
Oh yeah, I agree.
But
she does like tequila, so I get it.
But she dropped Reynolds, which is a good drop.
Yeah.
So I don't fault her for the move, but she probably should have gone after somebody that was usable this week.
Yeah, I would agree. Especially right now, I'm projected to beat her, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Actually, she went after Deontay Foreman, which is, you never know what you're going to get with Carolina because they get rid of their best player, they get rid of their coach, and
they go to the third-string quarterback.
Go to the third-string quarterback,
and then just blow up,
which made no sense
in a good way. They
not
go off.
Not implode. They went off. Michael Carter, nice pickup.
We'll see, because they also got Robinson.
Well, they're saying Robinson is not going to play this week, so you'll have at least 1 week with Carter as the dominant force, and then they didn't give up a lot for Robinson, but they gave up a little bit.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they want to work it in, but it's an interesting move on their part, and so we'll see how it works out for you after week 1.
Yeah, for me, it's Carter's going to be more of a short-term pickup, only because I think Robinson's going to be more of the 3-down back, and Carter's just on passing downs.
Yep.
So this week will be great. might drop him. Move forward.
I hope it's terrible.
For your sake.
For my sake.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't. I don't want him to get hurt. Just don't play.
The other one which I wanted to bring up, we'll see if he watches this because right afterwards we'll probably get a notification that he switched his quarterbacks, was Steiger, which I just mentioned for the games. But Steiger picked up Winston, and unfortunately for him, they announced last night that Winston is not going to be the quarterback. It's going to be Dalton again, even though Winston is healthy. So that
which I mean, that's how it should be. Dalton went off last week.
He also threw 2 picks.
Yeah, I mean, how many picks has Winston thrown?
I mean, they're pretty even on it, but also is Dalton the future of your franchise?
No, but the future of this weekend.
He is, and I mean, I've got him in another league because I think he's going to go off. But if you look at Steiger's projections right now, he's projected to lose by only a touch to Najee's. You throw a quarterback in there, and he's projected to win. So Najee's either needs to come up with something, and Najee, I'm not going to lie, don't trade me Najee.
Nobody wants Najee.
Everybody at the table says the same thing. But Steiger, you throw in a quarterback, it's a whole different game as far as projections.
Yeah, that's true.
That could put you to 3-5 and put Nate even further behind.
No, I'll be right behind you.
But I think that was it. It was as busy of a waiver it was. There was a lot of Gibson, the Niners, a lot of not crazy moves. The Niners kind of scares me a little bit just because what if this is the 1 week where they're playing.
Well, I dropped Green Bay because they're playing Buffalo.
Oh yeah,
they're playing no Dolphins.
I had Green Bay in another league. They're gone.
I get that.
They're playing the Rams.
That's what I thought. That if this is the 1 week that the Rams decided to remember how to play football, it could suck.
It could suck.
No, those are the waiver wire, but we still have pickups after the waiver wire.
Yep.
For the last day, which was I picked the Titans defense myself because I had I don't remember who I had, but they were not good for this week. Then we have Prue picked up Gano, Tebow picked up Algier, Christina picked up Wilson, and Steiger, like you mentioned, picked up Jameis Winston. So we'll see if he changes that.
Algier is
Yep. I agree with you both on this one already.
What?
Well, he doesn't do much in that offense.
Oh, you're talking about
Algier, because Algier he was hot earlier in the year. I think I picked him up early in the year and then I dropped him after 1 week.
And they're projecting Cordell Patterson to come back.
Exactly. He has either they're activating this week or last week.
Yeah.
He's back in this guy's garbage.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't bring that one up. I saw it, but there was, like I said, there was a lot of pickups this week. But unless there's an injury or something else, I don't see a lot of them doing a whole lot for teams.
Yeah.
Mecole next week could be a big deal. Miles Sanders could be a big deal this week. Heine could be a big deal this week.
Carter
definitely could be a big deal this week.
Foreman could have a good week.
Yep, no, he could. He absolutely could, especially against Atlanta. Who's he playing after Atlanta? Cincy, I don't like him against.
No.
Atlanta, I like him against, but Cincy, I don't like him against.
He's matchup dependent, but
yep.
But the Panthers have nobody else.
True.
Their offense sucks.
Hopefully, they're going to start actually utilizing their wide receiver because that's a big deal. More.
Yeah.
If you're going to leave more on the sidelines when you've got that much talent, what's wrong with you?
We'll see if Walker can get it to Moore. If Walker can keep getting it to Moore, then because Moore had a good week last week. Last week he had 16 points.
Yeah.
For Tampa Bay. So
which
if
is
he keeps
first
getting
time.
targets, if he keeps getting targets, then he's somebody.
Yeah. And if I remember it, PJ Walker's off the XFL league, right?
Well, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he followed the Kurt Warner path. He went college, XFL, and then got picked up as like a late pick for the Panthers. Kind of interesting. Makes sense why he's getting the ball out so quick.
Yeah.
Over there, you get rocked if you don't. But from that, we're good on that?
Yeah.
From that, picks of the week. Let's see what your brother has to say about this too.
Houston Roughnecks.
Yeah, so I was right. So you got Thursday night game depending on which team shows up for the home team, it could be a good game tonight.
Oh yeah.
Baltimore versus Tampa.
Yes.
Hoping for Baltimore.
Or you could have Baltimore absolutely trounce them, and
that's what I'm hoping for. I want them to put more points than the Panthers put on the monkey.
This could actually be I was looking at it, and I'll bring it up again in a second. The one thing that could hurt you this week is the fact that the starting 4 cornerbacks or defensive backs for the Bucs are out.
Okay. It's not great.
And he's got Bateman back. Well,
is Bateman playing?
Lamar Jackson. Bateman's gonna be
Bateman
fine.
played last week, but they didn't utilize him a lot.
He was injured, so I think they used him more as a decoy.
But this week he's probably full
But
force
this week he should be
against
full. A really weak secondary right now.
Yeah.
So this could be one of those games where Jackson runs for 100 yards and throws for 300 plus, and Bateman has a touchdown or two.
Or 3 or 4.
Don't get excessive.
There's a lot of hope happening right here.
That's all I have.
mean, that's fantasy football. Who got picked up this week? When you pick up Antonio Gibson as a replacement because your running back went down, you're hoping and praying that
Yes.
they lean on that. They get down by 30 and they have to pass the ball to the back all day.
Yes.
So I mean, that is fantasy football. But if I had to make a projection, which kind of hurts me because I really wanted to see Brady come back and get one more and then please go off in the sunset. But I would say Baltimore.
Now the line is Tampa Bay by 2.
Do you know how much you get for being at home?
How many did you get? A touchdown?
3.
3. So they're giving him 3 for being at home.
So technically, he's actually -1.
Or just say Baltimore's 1.
Oh yeah, Baltimore's up 1. Yeah.
But that's also considering how Baltimore's been slacking the last couple of
Yeah.
weeks. So that's why I take into consideration. But they're still the same team.
But is Mark Andrews out? I thought that Mark Andrews is questionable.
Mark Andrews is questionable. There's also, if Bateman's good, I think it's going to be more Gus Bus, but Tampa does have a decent run defense.
And I do have Gus Bus.
So I could see it being a
Just
big day for Bateman. Bateman and even Duvernay.
Yes.
Duvernay's more of a procession guy, though. You hit Bateman on one pass, it's pretty well
he's
gone.
running.
Yeah. And we do have a London game again this week.
Oh, we
We're
do.
back in London. So pay attention
Wake up
Sunday
early.
morning
Yeah.
or Saturday night to your
To your ins and outs.
ins and outs.
Yeah.
So it's 9:30 at the morning, Denver versus Jacksonville. You might not have any
I feel
players on
bad
those
for
teams
London.
anyway.
Thank you. I have Lawrence. And I am debating on whether I want to put him in over Rodgers because Rodgers is fucking ass.
I mean, it's
no,
obviously-
keep it Rodgers.
It's obviously a decent defense you'd be going against. Denver's offense sucks, but their defense is pretty good. I feel bad for London. Thank you for sending us the Jaguars and the Broncos.
I mean, he's better than that Thursday night when the Broncos played.
Did you guys hear Russell Wilson?
He said he's back.
He's playing.
ready.
He's playing, and he was working out for 4 of the 8-hour flight on the way to London.
Whatever.
Get out of here. You starting to piss me off.
He's your man. You said he was the
like,
one
dude,
this year.
Like, dude, shut up. Throw a touchdown. I don't even know who I'd pick in that game.
I'm leaning towards Jacksonville myself.
Well, Lawrence has been very efficient. Lawrence has not been a great quarterback, but he hasn't been, at least the past 2 weeks, he hasn't been throwing interceptions. And he had 3 weeks ago, he had 2 games that he committed like 6 turnovers, interceptions, and fumbles. I think I played him one of those weeks, and it was not fun. So, but the past 2 weeks, he's been efficient, right? He's been short. I mean, he's only been doing like 15 or 16 attempts, right? But he's been like completing like 14 out of 16, 14 out of 17. So he's there, and he's been running in touchdowns.
Yep.
Which I
Which
like.
is huge.
Mm-hmm.
So for fantasy, I'm not against him.
And you have ETN, which ETN could, now he has
Yeah.
the backfield all to himself.
Yep.
He could.
We're gonna see how good he is.
We'll see how good he is.
And again, though, you're going against a pretty stout defense to see how good he is.
I don't have ETN, but I would like that to happen. It looks like it's going to be a low scoring game.
Yeah. I could see this being like 9-6.
Yeah.
But who kicks more field goals?
Broncos
I'm
very
actually
practiced
gonna
at
go
field
with-
goals. So
I'm actually going to go with the Broncos on this game.
All right. Well, that's the first.
And I'm literally thinking like 9-6.
9-6.
Yeah. In London, which we all know the field sucks. And then on top of that, you got a good defense against a mediocre offense, and then a bad defense against a bad offense.
They're all already there, right? They all fly early.
Yeah.
Like the team's already in London. They've been there since like Monday, right? So they get acclimated.
I think they got there yesterday, actually.
Yesterday. I was just thinking because Jaguars are Eastern time zone, Broncos are
Central.
Mountain time.
Mountain
Mountain
time,
time?
which are 2 hours behind.
Okay.
Just thinking about the effects of that timing difference.
I mean, a few days will already alleviate that.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, if they're already there, then they'll be fine by Sunday.
Yeah.
And Jaguars.
Okay.
Figure it out. I think it's gonna be a little bit more, probably like a 16-10.
Okay. He's expecting a lot more scoring from 2 of the worst teams in the league than I am.
I wouldn't put Jacksonville as one of the worst teams, but they're definitely down there.
They're 2-5.
I know.
You should feel right at home with the Jaguars.
Hey, no, they're doing better than me.
They actually have a better
Knicks, Jags.
They have a better record than you, Nick.
Carolina versus Atlanta. Sunday at 1 o'clock game.
I'm curious about this Carolina team right now.
I am too.
And
And I don't trust Atlanta.
I don't trust Atlanta either.
I'm gonna go with Carolina.
Same.
What's the spread on this one?
4.5. Atlanta.
Ooh.
Atlanta minus 4.5.
Yeah.
They're probably looking at it from the standpoint of we don't know who this
The
quarterback is
Walkers.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Carolina.
Well, they have the Panthers that just beat a bad Bucks, right?
Yeah.
So nobody knows what's going on with the Bucks. That could be an anomaly.
Oh, I agree. I agree 100%. But also Atlanta hasn't proven me a whole lot.
No.
What do you think?
That'd be Atlanta.
We got the Bears versus the Cowboys. You already know which way I'm going. Where are you guys going?
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Don't want to be easy to pick Captain America because he also has a star on his chest.
I didn't think about that, but that works out well.
Now the question is, you have Montgomery, right?
Yeah.
What's Montgomery going to do? Is it going to be Montgomery or is it going to be Herbert?
I think it's going to be still more Montgomery right now, but I'm actually worried that it's going to lean towards
Start leaning towards Herbert.
Herbert as we go through the season because they don't want to re-sign Montgomery. It's too high of a contract.
Yep.
He'll end up somewhere though. Maybe he'll end up in Miami.
Oh, please no. I don't want the rest of the league's garbage.
How about he's actually decent. They just suck.
That's fair.
He was great last year.
He
And
was.
then they got rid of some of their offensive pieces, their line, and he's not as good. How about Miami versus Detroit?
Miami.
Miami.
Yeah.
I will go with Miami as well.
Yeah.
This
This isn't as a Miami fan. This is just Detroit. Like
in a high-scoring game, though. I don't think it's going to be.
I think it'll be high scoring as well.
I think it could be one of those weeks where you're happy you played golf.
Yes. Yes.
Golf is his favorite quarterback, by the way.
Tua better go off for me, by the way. Just
Are you playing Tua?
yeah.
That's a good play.
Well, yeah, it's against Detroit.
Yeah.
They are you.
They are you. They 1-5.
Shut up.
Arizona versus Minnesota.
Minnesota.
3-4 versus 5-1. Where you going, Will?
Well, my logical brain again says the Vikings, but since I just traded Cook to Nate, I want the Cardinals to shut down Cook.
And what's
I don't know,
the
with
what's
Hopkins
the line?
in, they could.
The line is 3.5 Minnesota.
I will take Arizona on this one. With Hopkins being back,
Ooh, I try to get Hopkins, another denied trade.
we're gonna talk. We're gonna have the whole segment on this.
So you're going Arizona though?
But Hopkins back, I'm gonna go Arizona. And again, my logical
Arizona.
brain goes the same way as yours. Just saying Minnesota.
Well,
But-
Murray looked better last week.
Yes.
Murray looked a bit composed because he had Hopkins who was able to dump it off.
And Hopkins was able to keep him under control.
And yes, and then there were times where Murray, ran with the ball and he looked good running.
Yep.
I think Arizona could pull it out.
I agree.
I'm not saying that the Arizona can't win, but I'm gonna go towards Vikings.
I'm curious
They
what they're gonna do with Robbie Anderson. If Robbie can start balancing the field for Hopkins,
I
it just makes Hopkins even more dangerous.
I heard that when the trade happened, some people picked up Anderson. I was like, I don't like the guy. I just don't like Anderson as a person. I don't know. There's something about him. I'm like,
I know he's a hothead, but I also know he's fast as heck, and
He's
can catch,
fast.
and he can catch the ball.
he's
There's
fast.
plenty of fast people that can't catch.
Yeah.
He can catch. You just got to be able to throw him the ball. Problem was the Panthers had nobody that could actually throw him the ball.
That's correct. Yes. He was running.
Right. He's just running. And
He was playing truck.
Las Vegas versus New Orleans. 2-4 versus 2-5.
New Orleans.
Well, I just got Adams, so I'm really hoping that Raiders just steamroll.
I think it'll be a high scoring
I
affair.
think so as well. So Adams is
I think this
score.
could be do you get the over under right there?
Yeah, 49.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think this could be
And the line is close. They have Vegas by 1.5. So pretty
technically they've got Vegas then by 4.5.
because they're home.
Because the
No,
Saints are home.
Saints.
So the Saints should be getting 3 just for being at home.
All right. Okay, so 4.5. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Olave's back. I'm gonna go with the Saints.
We're agreeing on that one.
I'm on Raiders.
I'm literally thinking though you're gonna see like 60 points combined. Like that.
If they can get that deep ball going, yeah, it'll be high for them.
Which will be a fun game to watch.
Olave, Adams, Jacobs.
Speaking of the Saints, is Landry back? Who else to come back? Do they have is Thomas back yet?
I don't think Landry or Thomas are playing.
They're going to be out there this week.
Yeah, I think you're gonna see Callaway and Olave.
Are you sure about Thomas though? He was taken off. Injury.
Oh,
He's
maybe.
off of IR, but I think he's questionable.
Yeah, I think he's questionable.
But
I'm not.
because they
banking
took
on
him
Thomas.
off last week, but they still didn't play him.
Yeah.
But I think he's gonna be ready for this week.
If they can get in their receiver core, then they're going to start winning games.
Yeah. Especially if Thomas isn't washed.
Yes, correct.
At this point, I'm questioning it. And
And
I'm
he's
trying to
another play away from getting injured again.
right.
Yeah, I dropped. He's done on my team. Yeah, I think he had one decent game for me, and that was it.
I don't think
it won me anything because my win was 6 weeks ago.
You won. I guess you won the second week of it.
Yeah,
I think.
loss, win, straight loss.
So Jets versus New England.
Don't like either of these teams, for the record. And it hurts me more, but Jets.
I'm gonna say the Jets. They can actually score.
Yeah.
Now the question mark with the Jets is what happens. They lost Brees Hall.
Yeah.
Right? Brees Hall was their explosive player. I'm sorry, Christina, because that could be a winner.
Oh yeah.
That could have been a league winner for her. Brees Hall. Obviously, I picked up Carter, so I'm hoping the best for them. I think the Patriots at this point are more well-rounded as far as what they've proven so far, and without Brees Hall, I think the Jets might
Be interesting. Put him down for New England. I think the Jets defense is gonna control whether it's Zappy or Mac.
I forgot about Zappy and Mac. It looked so bad last week.
It's terrible. And the Jets, they're built right now on the same way they used to be built. Their defense.
Their defense is good.
Their defense gives you a short field, and you got a decent running back, you can score.
I forgot about the quarterback. Stupid
But
Patriots.
they give him the short field, but they don't have the running back anymore.
Carter was doing well, even with
Brees Hall.
Brees Hall. You
Carter
get him the backfield.
Carter was a better Antonio Gibson.
Yeah.
He was catching more passes. He was breaking tackles. He was doing well.
Yeah, he's actually pretty decent. He's not. I don't think he's a Robinson, but he's
And he's not a Brees
he's
Hall.
definitely not Brees Hall. James Robinson's not Brees Hall,
No.
but he's a decent fill-in. He's a decent spot starter, especially because he's going to come out and try and show somebody give me a contract next year.
Right.
Somebody pay me something so
Yeah.
I can make some money before I'm done.
I'm also hoping for Stevenson to have a good game.
Yep.
I think they're going to go to more of a committee. So I'm a little worried about
Yeah.
my outlook on Stevenson.
But how's Ramondre been doing since you picked him up? I know some
Great.
people are still mad
He's
about
doing
it.
great.
know.
I saw him on the waiver. I was like, that's my man right there.
I know. I had to drop him. And then I was like, how do I get him back? How do I get him back? And then he picked him up. I was like,
And you guys got on me about dropping Mel Sanders a few minutes ago. You dropped Stevenson.
I dropped Stevenson before he went off.
Still. What, Sanders didn't go off all year.
You just went through
He had like
his
2 games.
scores.
He's been solid.
Ramondre had like a high of like 6 before I dropped him.
You should have known better.
Ramondre, before you dropped him, he was 3, 5, 18 against Baltimore, 10. I think this is where you dropped him. You dropped him after
I dropped
Green
him.
Bay.
I dropped him after Green Bay.
I picked him up, and I got Cleveland and Chicago, 23-19. I don't think I picked him up after Detroit. I think I've had him for 2 weeks.
Yeah. 2 weeks. So you dropped him on his height.
No, I dropped him after his low game.
No, I thought you said he had 18 on the drop.
No, Baltimore 18, then Green Bay. I think he dropped him after Green Bay,
gotcha.
which was 10.
Yeah. And I was looking at it from a standpoint of, if I look at my team.
And he had very low snap percentage. I mean, he was splitting.
Yeah. I believe when I picked him up, or dropped him, I believe I picked up Mostert. And I felt like Mostert was going to be more of a long-term play because I was worried about Harris coming back.
That's right.
So that's what I was looking at.
But I picked him up. I was hoping that Stevenson would win that starting job and not have to start
Yeah,
splitting.
yeah, no, I get you. Believe me, I just know how Belichick is.
I know. He has no
Belichick
favorites.
will be like, hey, you're great. Sit on the bench. So Tennessee versus Houston. Houston.
We skipped one.
Oh, so you're right. Pittsburgh versus Philly.
Yeah.
Not close, yeah.
Okay, next.
I was like, what am I thinking about right now?
All I'm happy about is I played Will last week and I get Hurts back this week. Okay, Houston versus Tennessee. 1-4-1 versus 4-2.
Well, Houston.
What's the line?
2, Tennessee.
2.
Houston's home.
Interesting. That means they're saying Tennessee.
Anybody know if it's going to snow this weekend?
In Houston?
Not in Houston, just in general.
What's
It's a joke about
that's
Derrick Henry's not good until
Oh,
it
that's
snows.
what it was. Okay.
That's
I was like, remember something.
Yeah, no, they say Derrick Henry's not good until it snows. Damn.
And then
I'll go with
Tannehill's
Tennessee.
out, right? Tannehill's out.
Oh, Tannehill, I think, is out. I will go Houston. Thank you for the reminder. I will go Houston. I like Damian Pierce.
Houston. I think Henry could win that game.
I think Henry could win the game by
I
himself
think
too.
we can win the game, but I think Houston.
But if they use Damian Pierce and Brandon Cooks right, I think they could. This could be one where they sneak out a win.
And Cooks, I think it's on the
Ascension, yeah.
I think he's gonna have a good second half.
Washington versus Indianapolis. I almost said Indiana. 3-4 versus 3-1. Another 425 game. New quarterback for Indy. New quarterback for the Commanders.
I was gonna say, yeah, Commanders as well.
And JT's coming back hard. I think Colts. Get this one.
What's the line on this one?
3 Indy.
Interesting.
That means
Kind of
It's
even.
even.
It's kind of flip a coin. I have Pittman in almost every league, and I don't even know how to play him.
Well, this might be the week to play him.
I'm gonna go Washington because I don't like Indy. I don't like Indy's defense, and I think Washington can put up more total points than Indy.
I'm going to
I'm
go.
a quarterback that I've never heard of.
I'm going to go Indy.
I go Indy.
And I would push you down.
New York Giants, pardon me, versus Seattle. Another 425 game, 6-1. Who the hell thought the Giants were going to be 6-1 at this point?
Well, any Giants fan
Barkley.
you talk to.
It's all Barkley, baby.
That's literally all I've been saying all year. Before the season was Barkley, which you pissed me off when you picked that before me. But Giants versus Seattle,
What's Seattle's record again?
4-2 or 4-3. Pardon me.
What's the line?
Seattle by 3 at home.
So it's also.
So it's not a tough game. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna. As much as I don't like Daniel Jones, I don't think Seattle's defense is good enough to control Barkley, and that's all that matters. You have to have a D that can control Barkley.
Barkley's gonna run all over them.
Wait, Seahawks defense isn't what it used to be.
No,
I
it's
think
not.
we were talking about that.
They don't have the
other day.
13th man or what was it, 13th man or whatever.
13th man.
No, Legion of Boom.
Yeah, but they do not have that right now.
That being said, I'm still gonna go Seahawks.
Okay,
And Giants.
Just to kind of switch it up over here.
believe me, it's hard for me to go for the Giants. San Francisco versus the Rams, 3-4 versus 3-3. Not like anybody's traveling too far. In a beautiful dome.
I'm going for the Rams. I need Stafford to go off this week.
I mean, and if
Especially this
if
week.
Cups decides to, he gets a lot of receptions, but he doesn't always make plays. Rams, just because Cups. And I'm not a Wilson fan, Jeff Wilson.
Are the Rams defense actually going to come and play? Because if they don't come to play, CMC and Debo are going to beat them up. You don't need Garoppolo to be good when your defense isn't good. If he's against a good defense, that's when he looks stupid.
Right. So, but the question is, I guess, yeah. Then the continuation of that is, can the Niners contain them?
I think so.
That's why you're leaning Niners.
I'm leaning Niners right now. I'm just debating. I'm gonna go Niners, and I don't think they're great because I don't think Garoppolo's great, but the Rams defense has been nothing.
That's true.
I think that's the goal of Rams.
You got Aaron Donald and Owen. Like there, it's not the Super Bowl champions like had last year. They need to go into the deadline and just, the owner needs to spend every dollar he's got in his pocket, or they're gonna suck.
Yeah, I mean, are they in danger of not even making the playoffs?
I thought they were going to get CMC, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think they're in danger of not making the playoffs because they're in the same division as San Francisco and Seattle. Seattle's 4-3, San Francisco's 3-4. They're 3-3. So technically, they could be the wild card, depending on how the wild card shapes up. But if San Francisco with CMC does anything, they're another spot back.
Mm-hmm.
They're out. So from champions to not even being in the playoffs.
Yeah, hard drop.
Massive.
Wait, I want to change I'm gonna go Niners.
I'm alone on the Rams side. Mom Rams don't let me down.
Buffalo versus Green Bay, 5-1 versus 3-4. This is the Sunday night game. Did Buffalo win by less than 10?
This is the biggest line, 11.5 Buffalo.
I'm assuming we're all
Okay.
picking Buffalo. I'm gonna write that down.
I was on track when I said they win by less than 10.
Right.
But I just went ahead and put Buffalo for all of us. I'm assuming that's the direction we're going.
I'm going Buffalo. I want to see if, because they did that interview with Rodgers last week, and he did look like he was coming out of rehab or something. But
Yeah,
For 2 weeks now, he looked terrible in these interviews.
yeah, but he's like, hey guys, pretty much the relaxed thing again. Does he all of a sudden turn it on, or does he just not have it anymore?
Now he's a situational quarterback. He doesn't have the pieces around him to do anything.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem. I think Rodgers still has the arm. I think he could do it. It's just kind of way to throw it to.
Yeah.
All he has is Dylan, and he has and Jones, and
Jones did work last week.
he did.
If he continues that,
The Bills.
I mean,
Bills
it's still
And
the
Bills
Bills
defense is
defense, that's
stacked.
true.
That line.
I'm not saying he could win this week. I'm saying, can he at least wake up where it's not a 15, 20 point blowout?
No, it's gonna be a
Because
blowout.
the Bills can literally trounce them.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
a blowout.
Bill's gonna put up like 30 points.
They're gonna cover.
This could be
Lazard.
This could be a game that we got Watkins back.
Yes.
But this could be a game that Rodgers doesn't finish.
Oh, that's interesting.
Fourth quarter, Rodgers is on the bench, and they're like looking at him like, "Do you really want to play anymore?"
Well, they keep wrapping up his thumb, so I don't know if that's really been like a hindrance to him. He keeps playing through it, but
At what point do you stop?
what point do you stop?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then the game of the week. Not really, but Monday night game.
Bengals
and Browns. Yeah.
I'm going Bengals on that one. Burrow's on fire right now.
On fire.
And
Go
Browns
Burrows.
are the Browns.
Go.
Hopefully the Browns defense stops Burrows this week.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the only chance they have is the defense coming to play and them just handing the ball to Nick Chubb 500 times.
And controlling the game clock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only chance they have. But I think, yeah, you've heard the same thing, that Burrow is going to come out and just throw the ball, and his wide
Interceptions
receivers
don't even bother me.
His
Just
wide
keep it on the ball.
receivers are on another level right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you got Hill, Chase,
Higgins
and Boyd.
or
Higgins?
sorry,
Yeah, you're right.
Higgins, yeah, not Hill. Higgins. But like last week, 2 out of the top 5 were Bengals,
Thanks.
and then the third was like 11. I've heard of two good wide receivers in a week on one team. I don't hear of 3 a whole lot.
No.
So I can't go against Burrow right now, and I think
So I'm assuming we're all going.
if he keeps going the way he is, this could be the time that Burrow now makes up for last year and goes back and wins the championship. That team is humming right now. I don't think even the Eagles can keep up with them.
Yeah. That'd be a good game.
I think it would be a good game, but I don't think the Eagles can score. I don't know if they can score with Cincy right now. I don't know if anybody can score with Cincy right now. You look at the majority of the league, it's not what it was last year. The Cowboys aren't scoring the way they were. The Bucks aren't scoring the way they were. The Rams aren't scoring the way they were. Nobody's scoring like the Bengals right now, and if they keep this up, it could be an interesting run to the playoffs and to the champ.
Well, Bengals Bills is where it's gonna be.
They're
Bills are
both
scoring.
AFC though.
I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was saying,
AFC
I was like-
Conference Championship.
I was
is
like,
the
Bills
Super
are, I mean, the Bengals are. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it could be. This could definitely be one of those years where everybody's getting hyped up for
Bowl.
the
AFC Championship.
championship and not for the actual Super Bowl.
Yes.
That'll be interesting.
Who does the NFC have right now?
Eagles.
Eagles.
That's true.
Do they have anybody else? Quick peek here. I mean, funny enough, but you're gonna give me shit when I say it. The two top teams in the NFC right now are the Eagles and the Cowboys. And the Giants, pardon me. And they're all in the same division. Which they
division's fine,
technically could go against each other, I guess, in the NFC Championship
Yeah.
because of the wild card.
So it's 3 times going against each other.
Yeah, that'd be very interesting. But and I don't see any of them keeping up with the Bengals or the Bills right now.
No,
They did say OBJ could be going to the Cowboys. That's one of the other spots they're talking about. And even his boy Victor Cruz said, "If you go to the Cowboys, I can't cheer for you, but I hope you get a championship." Like, that would be a very interesting ad late in the season.
Yes.
Very interesting. We know he knows how to catch touchdowns.
Going to the playoffs, that'll be fun.
Yeah. All right. Now that we've covered the NFL games for the week, looking at our league, where should we start? Nate, you go over the first game on the bottom.
First game on the bottom, we got Diggs in the CD versus Champ. Are you in a different order than me?
Yep. Go ahead.
All right. We're going to go ahead and go with that. Well, remember, this is your game, so you're going to be on the top.
Oh yeah,
I'm on my screen. So Diggs in the CD versus Champ. Right now, you're the favorite to win. What were we looking at? Christina's team, right? Because she has Foreman. We'll see how Foreman goes this week. Elliott, is he going to go off?
Is he going to play?
Elliott, yes.
Is he going to play?
Yeah.
I thought that they were saying he's not playing.
There's a good chance he's not going to play this week. It's going to be the Tony Pollard show.
Which is good and bad for you. Good for fantasy, bad for your Cowboys.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
We'll just see
what happens with that? At the same time, Mike Evans. What does Mike Evans do on a Buccaneers team with no other receivers on it?
Well, he's getting 10 receptions or 10 attempts, so
Yeah.
he can do work.
He can
He's
do
got
work.
to catch the ball.
He's got to
I
catch the
saw
ball.
him last week. My goodness.
But you're against Baltimore right now, which Baltimore hasn't been doing great. They've been winning. I think last week was the first time they were down most of the game.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens this week. Obviously, you have Diggs. Diggs, I think, is going to do a lot of work versus Green Bay. Super Camario, as you have him on here, could do well against the Raiders. And Tua against the Lions. I think he can outdo his projection.
I think my two quarterbacks will be the biggest game changers.
Yeah, I mean, you have Hurts against the Steelers
Coming off a bye.
coming off a bye. That's true. Well, hopefully, I'm kind of hoping the Eagles kind of lost some momentum with that bye. We'll see. Could this be the first loss? I mean, Steelers beat Tampa Bay. Let's see if they beat Philadelphia.
Carolina just beat Tampa Bay.
I know. Yeah,
Last year you said they beat Tampa Bay. I'm like, oh damn,
That's not
they're
apples
good.
that's a fair point.
But yeah, Zeke had me worried for her, just to give a little bit of back there, and then obviously Lazard playing with Rodgers, which you've got Rodgers, so you know if Rodgers keeps playing the way he is Lazard going to be
Nope.
any kind of points for you, or is it?
It's a boomer bust.
Yeah,
I guess the touchdown.
the touchdown. Yep. So I want to do you guys last. We're going to bounce right here. We're going to do Steiger and Najee's in Paris. Steiger, I think, can easily win this week, but he has to get a quarterback.
Yes, quarterback is
You
playing.
can't play Jameis Winston because he's not playing. He's a backup. But outside of that, when I was looking at it, Najee's I don't love right now, like Najee. Daniel Jones, to me, like we already talked about, you got to hope that he throws the ball to Saquon versus handing it off. If he hands it to Saquon all day, you suck. If he throws it to him, you're in good hands.
Yeah.
It's like Saquon instead of State Farm. Sanders, great pickup. I still don't know how much I would expect from him, but we said it earlier. Steiger's team is stacked,
On
and if
paper,
they all show up,
yes, on paper, he should be scoring 200 points.
yeah, Hopkins, Jacobs, McCaffrey, Taylor,
Second week in San Francisco, so McCaffrey should be
Be
caught up.
a little more acclimated.
oh yeah, I'm sure that Shanahan took him under his wing all week.
But he has Andrew here. Andrews might not play.
Which one? Oh yeah,
It's Tigers team.
yep.
I hope he does.
I think the rest of his
For
team
your
this week
sake.
with their matchups will pick up for him.
But he has Hopkins.
Who does he have as a backup tight
Hopkins
end?
doing great.
So he doesn't have a backup tight end right now.
No.
So I'll have to pick one up.
He
Team
can
3 tight ends. Do you have any extra tight ends on your roster?
No, I do not.
You're playing all 3 of them?
All three of them are a TD and then 2 flex spots. All Tigers.
Next game we have is Tebow versus Belichick yourself. Now, if I'm not incorrect, this is husband versus wife.
It is.
So this is
Trying
going
to
to
not
be
be on the couch.
interesting week at home.
According to these projections, he's not gonna be on the couch.
Yeah.
He should get the pen suite, like the penthouse suites.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I mentioned earlier the interesting pickup with Heineke. Let's see how they do. Obviously he's against the Colts, so he could outdo his projections. His projections under 14.
What he needs to do is have Heineke throw it to Gibson for 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yes, with
Literally.
that stack, it could work out well for them. But that's if they
When does Watson come
together.
back? Is it week 9?
week 9. I think it's week 9. Week 9 or no, I
They
think
have
it's
a
week
bye in
10.
week 9.
Yeah, it's week
So he
10.
goes back week 10 against Miami. Not a bad team to come back against.
I hope it is.
Defensive wise, it's not a bad team to get your feet wet again. Obviously, it's a bad week for him when you look at bench, because you got Eckler, bye, Mahomes, bye, Juju, which finally had one good week, bye, and then you've got everybody else injured or suspended.
Yes.
It's a
But
rough
Watson
week.
is also dealing. Didn't somebody else come out with some accusations? A new person.
Not that I heard. I think it'll be good to go.
You think it'll be good to go?
Yeah, I think they already made their point. I think it was excessive what they did anyways.
Agreed.
Especially because they all were like, "Oh, give me money. Okay, I'm good. Go away."
That's all they wanted.
Right.
Was the money.
Right. So I mean, it's yes, an attractive NFL quarterback. I'm so upset what he did to me. Get out of here. But depending on, like you said, it's going to be a long shot. But I think Justine's going to take this one home and unfortunately push Tebow down a little bit more and pick up Justine. Justine, it might be time to go from Belichick yourself back to Tebow's coach. Her first name in the league was Tebow's coach.
I mean, on paper, she also has a solid team.
Yeah, she does.
And even she has Cooks on the bench. I mean, she has Cooks, Harris, Smith. She has a good bench.
Yeah, she got a deep team. And then the game of the week, or it could be the trounce of the week. I'm not sure yet. Three tight ends versus Nate the Great. If you go 1-7, we might have to have you change your name.
I was thinking about that. What else rhymes with Nate? Let's see. I mean, there's a lot of things. Huh?
Late.
Yeah, late doesn't work there. But I already thought about that.
Just change it to Meme Guy.
The meme guy, get out of here.
So looking at it right now, you're projected to lose by 8, which is closer than I expected. Did you not put somebody in yet?
Get out of here.
Well,
So Will is on a 3-game winning streak at 6-1. Nate is on a 5-game losing streak. You got Burrow versus Jackson. It could be a good matchup this week. You got Rodgers versus Stafford. That's kind of the battle of the washed. Barkley versus Swift. I'm taking Barkley. Walker versus Cook. Interesting that they just completed the trade, by the way. One of the blockbuster trades of the season, which was Cook and Davis for Adams. You got Walker and Cook. Against the Giants, I'll take Cook because Arizona's defense is not good. Waddle versus Davis. Is Waddle 100% yet, or is he still?
Not 100%, but I think he'll play.
yeah, he'll play.
So I'll take Detroit. Yeah, I'll take Waddle. Adams versus Judy. If Wilson remembers how to throw a football, that could actually be Judy right there with who they're playing against.
Judy is the one I'm keeping an eye on for this week. If I'm playing him or not.
Schultz and Waller. Obviously I'm going with Waller. Just saying. Michael Carter and Boyd.
Tight end.
Kelsey's on a bye.
Of course this week. This week. I got my 2 best players on bye, and you're like, oh look, I guess I get to play Kelsey this week. Carter versus Boyd. Like I said, I think Carter can do well, but I'd definitely go with Boyd this week. Jones versus Stevenson. Can Jones repeat last week against Buffalo? Or Stevenson versus the Jets, which I don't like either.
I don't like either, but
I don't like either. Yeah.
I'm biased.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, overall, Nate, you need Jackson to show up and show out and just dominate, pretty much run in 3 touchdowns. And then you need Cook to show how bad Arizona's defense is.
Also, I'm hoping and not hoping Swift goes off because he's against Miami. So I need like a repeat of Jackson versus Miami, where Jackson put up 40 points, but Miami still won. I need that from Swift this week. So he's back, first game.
Yeah. The other thing
I'm hoping he wants to really show out
is, which I didn't think about this, Gabe Davis versus Green Bay. If they try and double Diggs, which we know Diggs is still going to get his, but if they try and double Diggs, Gabe could go off for 2 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
That's
when I was at the trade, I was like, man, it would be amazing if Cook and Davis go off, and I beat myself.
It's too late. Accepted.
I would appreciate it because me being at 4-3, you at 6-1. That's too much of a spread right there, and it's actually Champ and I. Yeah, it's Champ and I right behind Najee's. So I need to shorten that gap.
And it doesn't hurt that I win since I'm all the way at the bottom.
Exactly. But Will, pleasure having you on the show.
Appreciate it.
We'll definitely have to do it again. Hopefully you lose one of these weeks so we can't have you back, but then we can have you back the week after. Christina, we're gonna have to set up a time if you win. So not next week, unfortunately, but maybe the week after.
Are you saying you're gonna win?
Yeah. I'm pretty
You
confident this week.
don't want her here on the show after you beat her?
Should we do that though? Do you bring in a loser?
Yeah. Those are
I'm here every week.
Those are harsh words.
Like I said, we've got applications in for you. Next week I'm in town. Christina, let's set it up for next Tuesday. We'll make it work. But folks, Chris Stacks,
Nate the Great,
and Will, without the mask now. But great to have you on, folks. We'll see you on Tuesday. Right? Tuesday. Good luck this weekend. May the odds be ever in your favor.